We're always saying there's a third force in this thing.
Why are some parties celebrating the disbandment of KZN's task team into political killings, commemorating one of the most important victories for the Zulu kingdom? A new war room to tackle issues plaguing the higher education sector. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The ANC and its alliance partners in KwaZulu-Natal have welcomed the disbandment of the political task team into political killings. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu dissolved it 2 weeks ago. Mchunu said the unit no longer served any purpose in the police service. The ANC, COSATU, SACP and SANCO in KZN have expressed similar views. That's despite the team making breakthroughs in some of the major political murder cases in the province.
We're always saying there's a third force in this thing. And now we are being proved correct. We are being proved correct, which is raising questions about the killing of others.
They've now called on police to thoroughly investigate the task team.
The family of Ashwin Mowers are calling for police to thoroughly investigate the involvement of an accused person Mowers was meant to testify against. Mowers was brutally shot and killed outside the Lenasia Magistrates Court yesterday morning. His brother, Victor Maitland, says Ashwin was meant to take the stand as the first witness in a murder case dating back to 2021. He describes what happened yesterday.
4 guys appeared from the crowd with guns. He stood up, he ran towards the court's door. Other friend ran towards the shop, and they shot him from behind in his back. And so when he fell, the 2 of the shooters went to him, pointed firearms at his head, and both of them shot him in his head.
He says police confirmed they had confiscated the phone of the accused who Ashwin was meant to testify against. Arun Singh, Eyewitness News, Eldorado Park.
Bad news for our purchasing power. South Africa's consumer inflation has increased for a second consecutive month. It rose to 3% in December from 2.9% in November last year. The prices of housing and utilities are the biggest contributors to the rise in inflation rates in the December period.
Inflation for food and non-alcoholic beverages ticked up to 2.5% from 2.3% in November. Annual price increases for bread and cereal products were steady at 3.7%. Although prices dropped by 0.2% between November and December, a number of wheat-based products showed monthly declines, including brown bread.
Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Dean McPherson says they've appointed PricewaterhouseCoopers to investigate an 800 million rand oxygen plant tender at the Independent Development Trust. He says this follows IDT's admission that the oxygen plant tender, where 3 companies were appointed despite 2 lacking South African Health Products Regulatory Authority registration, should be investigated.
The independent investigation that I've launched as the Minister into the IDT through forensic auditors, PwC, will once and for all determine whether irregularities occurred during the PSA oxygen plant tendering process.
McPherson also dismissed allegations of bribing a journalist to write negatively about the IDT to force changes at the entity.
I will not be distracted by noise, by allegations, or cheap political stunts that are meant to bully us and try and distract us from uncovering the truth.
The state says convicted killer Eugene Botha showed no remorse for killing 3 of his family members and should be sent to jail for life. Eugene has been convicted for killing his mother, Marie, his sister, Sonne, and father, Johannes Botha. Post-mortem results show he killed them by repeatedly hitting them on the head with a hammer. State prosecutor Adele de Klerk says Eugene Botha could have stopped after killing his mother. Instead, she says Eugene went on to kill his sister and then father.
Where's the remorse? The state will submit there's none. The state will submit that it's still a case of regret because of the strength of the state's case. Because you can't smile when your heinous crimes are being read out to a court full of people and then come to cry when everyone is looking at you.
In a bid to avoid the challenges that have plagued the higher education sector in previous years, the Department of Higher Education has established a special war room ahead of the 2025 academic year. The team will include officials from the department, NSFAS, university vice-chancellors, TVET, college principals, and student representatives. The war room will prioritise addressing issues such as funding delays, accommodation shortages, and administrative challenges, some of which triggered student protests in previous years.
Part of what has been agreed to today with all the sectors that we'll be establishing a war room, which will comprise of all the stakeholders, which will monitor the reopening process to consistently interface with the process of reopening of universities and colleges and deal with whatever issues that may arise.
In London, Prince Harry has settled on a hotly disputed lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch's UK tabloid publisher, which apologised for hacking the British royal's phone and agreed to pay him, quote, substantial damages. Murdoch's news group newspapers also apologised for the impact on him of the, quote, serious intrusion into the private life of his late mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, in, quote, particular during his younger years. The settlement concludes a years-long legal battle over unlawful practices by two of the media mogul's newspapers, The Sun and now shuttered News of the World, and avoids the case going to a full trial. And today, 146 years ago, the Amazulu Impi, led by King Cetsh-wayo, defeated the English in the Battle of Isandlwana in the area of Ngqutu, one of the most important battles for the Zulu kingdom.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.